When the United States set off the first nuclear bomb, they thought they were the only ones with the ultimate weapon. They believed they were untouchable, but they were wrong. That explosion actually started a dangerous race, and today there are 10 countries that have successfully cracked the code and built the bomb. Some helped each other, some stole from each other. Almost all of them involved spies and betrayal, and secret alliances that the public was never supposed to know about. We are going to walk through the complete timeline of how these 10 nations raced against time and each other to build the deadliest technology on Earth. We will also look at the countries that came terrifyingly close and might be next on the list to build the nuclear weapon. The story actually begins in Germany in 1938. It was there that scientists first discovered nuclear fission. They realized that by splitting atoms, they could release a massive amount of energy through a chain reaction. This discovery terrified the scientific community. The following year, Albert Einstein sent a warning to the United States. He told the American government that the Nazis could potentially weaponize this new science. This warning kicked off the most expensive and secretive science experiment in history. The United States launched the Manhattan Project. This was a massive operation involving scientists from the US and the UK and Canada. They spent nearly 1% of the entire US GDP on this single goal. They were racing against the Germans, who they knew were working on their own program. However, the Germans were having much less success. Germany surrendered in May 1945, but the bomb was not ready yet. It wasn't until July 1945 that the world changed forever. President Harry Truman was at the Potsdam Conference with Joseph Stalin and Winston Churchill to decide the fate of post-war Germany. While he was there, he received a secret message. The Trinity test in New Mexico had been a success. The United States now possessed the power of the sun. President Truman decided to tell Stalin that the US had a new weapon of unusual destructive force. He expected Stalin to be surprised, but Stalin just nodded and said he hoped the US would make good use of it against Japan. Truman did not know that Stalin was already fully aware. The Soviet Union had spies embedded deep inside the Manhattan Project. Internally, Stalin was furious that the Americans had beaten him to the finish line. In August, the US dropped 2 bombs on Japan and ended the Second World War. But as the smoke cleared, a new race had begun. The Soviet Union became the second country to join the nuclear club. They had started their research as early as 1941. They became suspicious when they noticed that American and British scientists suddenly stopped publishing papers on nuclear physics. They realized the work had gone underground. After seeing the destruction in Japan, the Soviet program went into overdrive. They had stolen a massive amount of data from the Americans, but they had a problem. They were paranoid. They feared that American double agents might be feeding them bad math to sabotage them. Because of this, they did not fully trust the stolen designs. They used captured German scientists and did their own research to verify everything. They moved faster than anyone in the West expected. In 1949, the Soviets detonated the RDS-1 in Kazakhstan. The American monopoly was over. The Cold War arms race had officially begun. You might assume the third country would be the United